Well, it is 5:14 and we are back in storm alert weather mode here across the Tennessee Valley. Yesterday, it was about the snow coming down. If you were with us Wednesday morning, we had a lot of good shots and a lot of fun viewer photos that were sent in. And we picked up anywhere from about a half of an inch in North Georgia to up to 2 to 3 inches across some of our Tennessee communities. And you can see some of our viewers' snow reports. I measured 1.5 inches here in Chattanooga, and back in January, we hit 4 inches at the station. So that brings our seasonal total to, I believe, 5.5 inches. I think the Chattanooga airport is now officially reading 4.1 inches on the winter. So we've actually gotten 2 snowstorms, or I wouldn't call yesterday a snowstorm, but a fun little snow event this season. So it's been pretty good if you like winter weather. And we're also dealing with some flakage out there this morning. We have a little system coming through and some northwest flow. That's giving us some light snow across the Tennessee Valley. Could be a light dusting along the Cumberland Plateau and some of our mountain communities as this little system comes through. Some heavier stuff up towards the Tri-Cities, light snow all the way back into Nashville. So again, if you're stepping out and you see some flakes, don't be surprised. Not expecting any additional accumulation here in the valley, but if you look very closely, at least earlier, yeah, you can still see some of those flakes down there in the bottom right corner here in downtown Chattanooga, just kind of floating around. And again, when you have flurries, you're not going to get any accumulation with that, but we'll keep an eye on it nonetheless. Cold weather advisories are in effect. So the big story today is going to be the bitterly cold temperatures. Yeah, we could still have some black ice. That's something to consider, but that's mainly going to be confined to the plateau, some of our mountain communities across North Georgia, back into western North Carolina. So if you went to bed and noticed any wet spots, that could be ice this morning because temperatures are very cold. We're down in the 20s area wide, but that Arctic air is continuing to filter in. It's dropped all the way to 18 in Dayton, 14 in Altamont. So by the time we get into the 7 o'clock hour, it's going to be even colder. So stay with us because you'll see these temperatures starting to drop out as that Arctic air continues to move in from the north and west. But here's your wind chill values: 11 in Athens, 11 in Blue Ridge. Along Walden Ridge and the Cumberland Plateau down into Jackson County and DeKalb County, it is just unbelievably cold. It feels like -2 now in Altamont. So very uncomfortable. And as we get into your afternoon, sunshine really not going to help us out all that much. Temperatures are going to be about 20 to 30 degrees below normal. Our average high this time of the year, upper 50s. We're going to be in the upper 20s today. So again, that is very cold for this time of the year. And as we take a look at your Futurecast wind chills, even during the afternoon, it's still going to feel like the teens. So we're not going to get any kind of warm up today. And then by the time we wake up on Friday morning, those wind chill values back in the single digits. But we're not going to be tracking out too much more snow. That'll likely end by, I would say, we'll call it 9 o'clock. So any flurries that you're seeing should wrap up by mid-morning as drier air starts to move in. We'll have some sunshine peeking through a little bit later this afternoon and evening, and then clear skies tonight, which will allow those temperatures to drop very quickly. Now, if you're not a big fan of the cold weather, I do have some good news for you. We are going to warm up heading into next week. In fact, this weekend, much nicer. It'll be cold each morning, but temperatures will climb into the 50s throughout the day. And then next week, 63 Monday, 68 on Tuesday, 66 on Wednesday. So no, you just normal 40-degree temperature swing over a 5-day period here across the Tennessee Valley. I just let you know it's February and spring is on the way. So as we warm up next week, it'll probably get cold again heading into the first week of March. At least that's what the overall pattern is starting to favor. You start to see that colder air moving back into the East Coast. So I don't think winter's done just yet, but I don't think we'll have another day where we're not going to get out of the 20s here across the Tennessee Valley. Here's a look at your next 7 days. Bitterly cold with flurries this morning, 39 tomorrow. So it will warm up a little bit. And then going into next week, it is going to start to warm up. So if you're not a fan of the cold, which I don't think anyone's a fan of what's going on outside right now, that's just not comfortable. But next week, it's going to be almost 70 degrees.
Yeah, we'll take that.
I'm personally looking forward to it. I got 2 snows this season. I like snow. That's plenty.
Is it plenty for you?
Yeah, I'm content.
Your snow cup has been filled.
It is overflowing at this point.
Overfloweth. Good for you. All right, Clay, thanks.